Hello and welcome back. Doc Tans here as we go to episode 3 of our campaign of Heart of the Machine. So, when we last left off, we'd started gathering some of our humans, and it looks like we have a conversation we need to hold. So, let's go ahead and find a available android here and see what they have to say. The human regards your android steadily. After a moment, they thank you for the clean, warm apartment. Apparently, the AGI researchers told them what you are. They seem reluctant to say more. Let's see, why are they rummaging for food? They explain how they lost their job and home, and they've been cut off from their friends and extended family. Corporations use the homeless to set an example. Nobody will help them now. So, let's see what we can do. Looks like our next project here is going to be securing water, and we need to select an outcome. So groundwater is not potable, and we'll need to investigate water filtration plant to improve the groundwater, and we're going to need filtered water for industrial applications anyways, so may as well get some for our human friends here. So as before, we had the option to kind of do the bare minimum or do more, considering the additional Android optimization we get for providing the extra. Let's just go the extra mile there. So the structural improvement research is coming along, should be done in one turn. It looks like we need to build a well and cistern. So we're going to get started by getting some groundwater and then filter it later, and we'll have some research options once we get the groundwater going. Also interesting, I kind of like this. There's, unrelated to us, some actions occurring. They're attacking some building over here, some of the corpos. So kind of a, nice little background ambiance. All right, so no new contemplations, but I guess maybe we just go ahead and build that well next, and then it will queue us up. Also, we still have another 5 turns for our android over here to finish doing some wiretapping, and then we'll have some additional wealth options later. But let's look at what we can do for a cistern or a well. Looks like we can also build another couple neuroweave facilities. I may do that shortly. Let's see. Okay, it doesn't look like we actually have after researching it. Okay, so might take another turn or two here. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and grab another couple neuroweave facilities. That way, when we do get to building androids, we'll have plenty to work with. In the meantime, again, our street sense not really showing us anything we need to do, so let's just progress turns. All right. So we've got our structural improvement research. So we could get, let's see. Okay, so we could get additional internal robotics to build another wind generator. This is, okay, for range extenders and point-to-point microwaves. Increased slurry spiders, or additional apartments. I think I think our slurry is probably fine. I want to have the extra energy available, so we'll go that route. Okay, there we go, groundwater. So we'll start that research, another turn for that. And then let's see if we have enough okay, don't have quite enough for another large wind generator, so we will hold off on that. And again, progress turn. All right. So we have completed the research for a well and cistern. Outputs 34,000 groundwater, 5 turns and only 1900 microfabricators, so we have plenty for that. And we can go ahead and tuck 2 of these in here. And again, have our technician, in this case, Tech 726U. And I'm curious actually if there's an opportunity to rename them. That would be kind of fun. But I think also against the intention, which is that, you know, unlike people, we androids are a little bit more expendable. We lose one and it's not the end of the world. So again, okay, so we're also going to need to investigate. So this goes back to we initially investigated for, actually I don't remember what the, oh yes, for the nano seed, but now we're going to investigate for water filtering capabilities. So we can shift to the investigations tab and we can see there's some places to investigate for water purification. We're out of actions this turn, so we'll start that up in just a second. All right, so we can take a look. Another unit is in your way. So let's pop over here and see what we have going on. So there's potential danger. Choose one, move your technician. Maybe not your favorite technician. All right, so this actually ties in, I think, to what we were talking about with the being expendable. So interesting. I don't know if each of these are the same. Water purification plant. So obviously this individual, okay, examine water purification. Stuck with contaminated groundwater. Must deeply examine the site. Okay, so 4 turns at the location. So it sounds like we need to set up here in order to defend our tech unit. So let's bring over 2 of our combat units. So you may have noticed as I kind of move these units around, there's a cost in action points and mental energy. So regardless of how far you go, it's only ever 1 action point for the android, but the sprint essentially costs additional mental energy. So you can make them go really far at the cost of a lot of mental energy if they're, you know, for each increment beyond their usual movement. So anyways, let's bring, it doesn't really matter, so we'll bring them over here, have them take cover, have the other combat unit take cover for next turn, and then we'll see what we can get going. So let's go ahead to the next turn. While we're at it, we have a new research, and we can reinforce our mill-style armor, which seems like a good call right now since our combat units are equipped with the mill armor, so make them a little bit hardier here for whatever comes next. All right, so we can take out some units here. There we go. And have our tech unit examine. So, looks like we have a Sec Force cruiser that has just showed up. An armored hovercraft with offensive weaponry and 24 officers inside. Here to secure their intellectual property. So, this seems bad for all involved. So let's see. What does our little tutorial have to say? Death and knowledge. This is how you probe an unknown dangerous situation. Send in one sacrificial unit and see what happens. In this particular case, you're examining the stats of the Sec Force cruiser and see that it has armor. 110 armor plating, indeed. None of your units can destroy it. Alright, so this will lead to a burst of inspiration. Go off, get more powerful, come back. Okay. Most enemies have no spatial weaknesses, and ours never have spatial weakness. Alright, also good to know. But yeah, it looks like our combat unit here that got involved in the fighting is probably going to die, and our tech unit definitely will. This one, who was not involved, should be fine. We can see if there's maybe... Oh. Alright. So we got one of our combat units out of there. They took a little damage, down to 80% health, but they can clear their registration. And we will bring this unit there at 100%. They don't need to clear their name. Maybe they can just hang out there. We'll see where they need to go next. But for the time being, it looks like we're going to lose our technician, so we'll end this. Yes, I understand. Okay. Yep. Yep. They, very dead. Okay. So, we lost our tech, but we now have an idea to research small caliber armor piercing rounds, some consumable items for battle preparations, interesting, a hackamajig, a microbuilder cloud. Oh, and our wiretap is complete, and we have 12,000 wealth, so that should be handy. Failed attempts are how you probe. You won't be immediately successful in some combat situations. Many fights on the path to your goals will be too hard to complete on a first pass. Use street sense or contemplation, and detect side activities. Alright. So, we have a side quest to get armor piercing. Alright, we have an inspiration. Follow the instructions in the project. Street sense and a group of combat units to infiltrate a military base and steal things. Okay. Sounds like a goal. Yeah, so in order to get the filtered water, we have to do the filtered water investigation. In order to do that, we need armor piercing. So we will take a look at that. Also, looks like there are two people that want to talk to us. Corpo Vice Presidents. All right. Some lowest level echelon of upper management, frequently sacrificed to spare the C-suite. All right, so maybe we take one of. Where's our other? Do we have another tech? We do. Right, they finished up. So let's have them come chat. You can tell this is going to be tiring as soon as he starts speaking. He's very long-winded, and insultingly casual in his language and posture. You can't tell if humans have figured out what you are. Do you care? So we can let him blather on or interrupt and ask him. His voice falters and you realize his bravado is a well-worn act. He's deeply uncomfortable. Apparently, Forsberg, executives have told Tark and all other federated corporations to leave the tower alone. They haven't given much explanation. The corporations are speculating, and the leading theory is that it's an internal project run by Forsberg itself. So why is he here? He wants to know why you didn't just kill all the soldiers on the field. It's a question for some of the other VPs and senior VPs inside Tark. So we can lie, stonewall them. I don't know. If he's already uncomfortable, let's make him more so. Doesn't believe us. Nods and leaves. All right. Okay. Well, Slayer. And we have an ability to... Humans talk too much. Cute. Alright. If the contextual action would be to speak with a person, and we can just straight up attack them. Alright. That works. Alright. So that well and cistern is still going. Oop. Bunch of pop-ups. Humans are starting to counter your moves. They are numerous and have a manufacturing advantage, and if it turns into a bloodbath, they'll be able to overpower you. So weaponized human emotion. Alright. Sounds good. Yep. And we need armor piercing. Oh, we can demoralize and horrify now. Excellent. Okay, well, let's take a look at street sense. Okay, so prismatic tungsten. Cold storage freezers are labeled with hazmat symbols. A guard is posted outside the door. Hexamethyl tungsten is extremely volatile and has a tendency to explode at room temperature even in the absence of air. Beautiful. Alright. So we have insufficient security clearance. Do we have... Alright, that's just more of the... What about contemplations? Ah, PMC appearance. You notice there are quite a few private military contractors operating in and around the city. It seems their troops get less scrutiny than official corporate troops. In general, the PMCs have lower firepower, lower numbers, so Forsberg isn't concerned about an uprising from them. So we need 100 engineering skill to pursue this. Our tech unit has 325, which will be plenty, so let's have them go check this out. Your android is completely unnoticed while wandering through this minor outpost. This is definitely something you wish you could do in higher clearance areas. Let's take some scans. Alright. So we now have a new unit of the PMC Imposter. So let's see if we have... Yeah, okay. They can demoralize. Let's see, demoralize the unit's full cognition and half its strength. Which one? I think, yeah, cognition 60, strength 120. So, wait, I don't think there's, oh, there is a strength stat. Okay. So, physical attack power. Sure, let's just give them Horrify as well. Maybe Slayer, why not? So we don't have another rifle for them, but we can give them the light shotgun. Fear attack power. Argument attack power, cognition, and hacking. I don't know, as a PMC imposter, hacking could come in handy. And we don't have appropriate gear for them. Let's go ahead and give them more sight. Okay. So we do want to deploy at least one PMC. Okay, so I have to be a little bit closer to our tower here for now since they don't have a launcher. Oh, okay, so we have reached our unit cap. So yeah, 46 out of 48. So we can't build another one of those just yet. But let's take our PMC and street sense. So they will be able to steal the prismatic tungsten. Well, let's give it a try. Alright, so the cold storage freezers are labeled with hazmat symbols. A guard is posted outside, but doesn't appear a particularly sensitive area. Right, it's already volatile, we know that. So we can try to overpower them. Not great. Convince them they're on official business. increased cognition would be better. Take advantage of the chaos. Okay, concentrate on the active threat. And then there's this Shadow Dweller thing. I have not come across that yet, so that's not an option. But taking advantage of the chaos could be good, but the alarm must be sounding. So we'll leave them there. We probably don't have enough enough actions here. But let's go ahead and bring our other combat unit over. And, well, that's pretty much all they can do right now. We can have them sound the alarm, which will probably go very poorly for them. Maybe we'll move them slightly outside. Oi. None of that seems good. Okay. Well, there's mechs a lot of those spaces, but maybe we can be over here, take cover. So if I attack them, we're going to get attacked from a lot of places. Alright. Alarm is going. Let's have them... Oh. That's a bit of a... Oh. Okay, taking advantage of the chaos is still really, really bad. Why is it so bad? +0 from unit skill. Intimidation. Okay. Well, lessons learned. Can we increase our imposter's intimidation? That would give +20 intimidation to go with the pulse revolver. I guess we do that. Now, does that automatically... Ooh, only a 30%. Okay, well, you know what? I will take those 30% chances, or successes, rather. We have 301 prismatic tungsten, and we are not currently under threat. This particular combat unit is definitely in a bad spot. They might die if we hop over here, but well, let's just hope he doesn't. Alright, down to 8%. Honestly, maybe would have been better if he did just die. But, you know, I have a soft spot for my androids, what can I say? Okay, so we do have the methyl hydroxyl tungsten, something along those lines. Oh, disable alarm, interesting. Well, I'm not going to worry about that currently. Let's see, where is our... Okay, so we're going to be coming back over here to investigate that eventually. So let's go ahead and start setting up for that. All right, so this defense unit is at 80% health. Let's see if we can. Perfect. Get them to repair. This one's changing out their ID, so we're good with that. Oh, ooh, is this a discussion? Interesting. Another... Oh, okay, this VP knows we're sapient. They've seen other brief bouts of sapience, but they've seen malware spread across the city, but never both at once. This is concerning. Fursber have told the Confederated corporations to leave the tower alone. Other corps are speculating. Only Espia knows the truth, though Forsberg upper management is aware. All right, what's next? Very long explanation about the corporate structure. Lecture is informative, too detailed, goes on for hours. You don't interrupt because it's useful. We think about other stuff. She wants the same thing as everyone else, to get off planet. You and the tower are most exciting thing to happen to Earth in generations, and Forsberg executives are trying to decide how to profit off of it. Same with Espia. All right, as long as we're not an existential threat, the tower is safe. All right, and they can no longer track us, which is also good to know. All right, well, I guess good information. Okay, so time to defeat the cruiser. Bring 4 units, 3 combat units, and a single tech. Interesting. Once battle starts, your combat units with triple stack armor piercing kills the cruiser, should melt in 2 to 3 shots. The rest of the combat units then pick off ground forces. More troops will arrive until the tech is finished. Okay. Well, let's see. So again, we have some units that are healing up. We've got a tech, a nickelbot, and an imposter unit. So we don't have 4 combat units. I think we can manage without it. This is where we're going to investigate. So let's go ahead and pre-stage. Where else we got? Nickelbot. Sure. All right, so that puts both of our defensive units over here. PMC also nearby. That's probably fine. Let's go ahead and pass a little time. All right. 92%, not bad. 8% is really bad. I think you will not be the one focusing down the cruiser. All right, we're going to go ahead and do a cheeky little save here. Taking on the cruiser. And actually, that's probably a decent place to go ahead and end this episode. And we'll pick up next time looking for revenge. All right, and see y'all there.